Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. It is Monday, May 13th. Coming to you live from AEA headquarters to give you guys a legislative update. I know I haven't been on here in a couple weeks, so wanted to make sure that we got online today and share a few quick updates with you all. So we are in the 18th week of the legislative session, officially the 120th day of the legislature for this year. So it is it's been a long session, and we're still moving along. A couple of highlights from last week that I wanted to bring forward today. Senate Bill 1071, the teacher evaluation bill, was signed into law by Governor Ducey on May 8th. This is an issue that AEA has brought forward for the last 3 legislative sessions, working with members from both sides of the aisle to eventually get the bill that was signed last week into law. This bill reduces the quantitative data in a teacher's evaluation from 33 to 50% down to 20 to 33%. And it also removes the state control or the model framework from the State Board of Education and brings it down to the local level. So essentially, governing boards will be able to design their evaluations locally and build their instruments and policy at the local level. We are hopeful that local governing boards will work with their local associations to design an evaluation that is both fair and accurate when measuring teacher performance in the classroom. So we will be putting out some guidance from Nell Pedersen, our quality teaching and learning lead here at AEA, is working on that, and we'll get that out to folks. So definitely keep an eye out and stay tuned to hear more from our quality teaching and learning team here at AEA. So this is definitely a step in the right direction, and we were thrilled to see that the bill was signed last week. The other bill, Senate Bill 1468, is a suicide prevention training bill, was also signed by the governor on May 8th. This was introduced by Senator Bowie. He pursued this piece of legislation, introduced something similar last year. This bill did make it to the finish line, and so it will require suicide prevention training for teachers. There will be a year of implementation here, and so we'll take the next year to hopefully work with the Department of Ed and put together the training that teachers will have to comply with given this new statute. This was something that AEA was glad to support, given the high rate of unfortunate suicide cases across the state in our schools facing our kids. We definitely agreed that there was a need for this bill, and so we did support that. And then, of course, the other kind of big thing that's go slow to go fast right now, the budget. AEA, we are in full-on budget watch mode. If you are signed on to get updates from us, you will have seen that we have a budget watch page. I'll make sure that I put the link here in the comments when I'm done. We want you all to, we have to stay vigilant here, make sure that there is an opportunity for us to get additional dollars above the governor's baseline because of the surplus that is now been confirmed. So a couple of things that we are actively lobbying for is, of course, the make sure that we get the commitments that were made last year implemented, but then go above and beyond that for K-12 schools. We'd love to see an accelerated restoration of additional assistance. This would bring in $200 million above what the governor has proposed into schools. And then we'd also love to see an expansion of the pay raise to be inclusive of all certified professionals. So right now, there is, while the definition is flexible, the dollar amount that is put forward by the governor, the 165 million for the 5%, is for the very limited definition of teacher. That's kind of how they ended up with that dollar amount. And so we're calling for an additional 65 million to make sure that the pay raise is inclusive of all certified professionals, not just the narrow definition. And again, this is something that you all negotiate at the local level. And through that process, a lot of locals were able to kind of spread the wealth and get raises for both classified and certified professionals. And so an additional infusement of dollars would mean that, you know, we raise the boat for everybody. Everybody gets a bigger raise at the local level. So those are really the two kind of big things that we're pushing, the high ticket items, if you will, that we're pushing in the budget conversation. So we do want you guys to again stay vigilant on the budget and really start taking action around the budget. If you are available to come down to the Capitol after school, I know we're in that year-end busy time right now. That you could come in and sit in at the Capitol, do standouts in your communities, walk in before school, just some of the kind of a menu of action, if you will, and I'll make sure again that I post the link for you guys to find some additional resources. But really we want to be talking to legislators about the need for why we're asking them to go above and beyond the governor's baseline. We do definitely still have a need in our schools, and so the more that you guys can tell those stories out in the communities, down at the Capitol, you know, the higher the chances, the greater the chance that we'll get an additional infusement of dollars into the budget this year. So we'll continue to work hard in the next couple of weeks. We really don't know when we will end at this point. I'm hearing everything from the budget's going to drop this Wednesday to the budget is nowhere near coming to fruition, to the goal is to be done by May 24th. And so again, we're going to stay vigilant. We'll keep you guys looped into things as they come down and make sure that you all are hearing from us about what's happening down at the Capitol. And this has been a great way for us to stay in touch with you and communicate with you. So we'll continue to do our videos here on Facebook Live. And as always, if you guys have questions, feel free to put them into the comments here. I'm happy to answer, and have a great rest of the week. We'll see you all on Friday. Thanks.